Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast today. The annual Minority Men's Health Fair takes place at the Cleveland Clinic's main campus in late April. Renal transplant surgeon Dr. Charles Modlin is here to talk more about the event. Then Marsha Brooks and Dolores Groves of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority will tell us about the celebration plan for the 100th anniversary of the organization Delta Sigma Theta. Later on the broadcast after that, we'll hear from Doug Miller of Polaris Career Center. He'll talk about a job fair for area residents. A good broadcast we have planned for you today, but don't we always? Good morning. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin with Dr. Charles Modlin, renal transplant surgeon, Cleveland Clinic. Good to see you, Dr. Modlin.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
My good friend, always good to have you on the broadcast. 11 years you've been doing this Minority Men's Health Fair. Here it is again.
Yeah, April the 25th will mark our 11th annual Minority Men's Health Fair that we hold at Cleveland Clinic. We always generally hold it in April, which is Minority Health Month, and it gives us an opportunity to provide free screenings. Our target population is predominantly African-American men and other minority males, but we welcome everybody, all males, to come and undergo these free preventative health screenings.
Now, what happens at these health screenings? What do you look at?
Well, we actually do comprehensive health screenings from head to toe. We're screening, one of the most popular screenings for the men is screening for prostate cancer. We screen for high blood pressure, diabetes, cholesterol, hepatitis, HIV. We do colorectal cancer risk assessments, screenings for mental health, depression, all type of screenings. Any screening you can think of, we do.
And of course, if somebody is in serious need of medical attention because of the screenings, they're right there at the clinic.
Well, exactly. I think one thing that distinguishes our Minority Men's Health Fair from many of the health fairs that are out there is that we actually have a Minority Men's Health Center to go along with it. And by that I mean we're actually evaluating and seeing patients throughout the year. We don't just do one event. We're actually there throughout the year. Every Wednesday at the main campus, we hold our Minority Men's Health Center clinics, and every Tuesday over at Stephanie Tubbs Jones Family Health Center. So we're available throughout the year. We actually have about 400 health providers on hand to provide the health screenings at the health fair. We have almost every clinical department and institute at Cleveland Clinic represented doing the health screenings.
Yeah, okay. I'm holding a placard right now, or a little information. We can get a shot of that if I can hold it straight there. There you go. Get the glare off of it. That's on April the 25th. Where should people check in now at Cleveland Clinic, or how should they check in? Can they register early?
Well, there is on-site registration. You can go to our website, clevelandclinic.org/MMHC, or just use your web browser, type in Minority Men's Health Fair. Takes about 15 seconds to pre-register. Most men actually register on site, so there's no pre-registration required. You know, Leon, we're actually making a huge difference in the lives of the individuals that attend this health fair. Unfortunately, a lot of men, especially men, just don't want to go to the doctor. And we know that if we can detect many of these diseases in early stages, we can actually cure these conditions. Prostate cancer, for example, is potentially 100% curable if we can detect it in time.
And that prostate cancer is a very simple examination.
It's a simple examination, and you know, if the men don't want the examination, we at least recommend that they get the blood test. It's called a prostate-specific antigen.
The PSA.
The PSA blood test.
But the digital with the finger,
right,
that's vital. I mean, we're talking about saving lives right here, and it's a simple 10-15 second test, right?
Oh, exactly. Every year at the health fair, we detect men with previously unrecognized prostate cancer. You know, one of the most important things I can say to your listening audience is that men can have prostate cancer and have no symptoms. Actually, most men have no symptoms that we find prostate cancer.
So we need to have these tests. I mean, I have these tests every time I go to the doctor's office. We do the test. It is vital. It keeps me alive.
Oh, exactly.
That's the goal.
And screening for blood pressure, you know, untreated hypertension and diabetes can lead to kidney failure, cardiovascular disease, stroke, and we're screening for all these maladies.
We've got a telephone number on the screen. People can call this number, get more information on everything we're talking about as we chat with Dr. Charles Modlin, renal transplant surgeon at the Cleveland Clinic. That phone number is 216-445-7550. You see it at the bottom of the screen, or you can go to the website there as you see listed, clevelandclinic.org. You can get more information on everything we've talking about, and /MM MHC, Minority Men's Health Center, and all of that. This is your 11th year of doing this.
It's our 11th year. You know, we're trying to break down all the barriers that actually have traditionally prevented a lot of the men from coming in. We're at the main campus of Cleveland Clinic. There's free parking, 93rd and Euclid. So we're trying to break down a lot of the barriers. We had a lot of outside organizations that we're partnering with also.
This is going to be in the Glickman building,
In
the Glickman Tower?
The Glickman Tower. We have the full lobby. We have the Miller Tower lobby as well. We have 4 floors dedicated to these screenings.
So if you get on the campus of Cleveland Clinic at Euclid Avenue and East 93rd Street, around that area there, if you get there, you'll find the front door to get in.
Oh, exactly. This is a remarkable opportunity, and we want the men to take advantage of it.
We've got a minute remaining. What about women now? Can they can bring these guys along?
Actually,
sometimes you've had that, haven't you?
Well, exactly. You know, and this is one way in which the program has grown throughout the years. We started the program in 2003. We had about 35 men show up. The last several years, we've had 3,000 or 4,000 men come.
Wow.
And a lot of that is because the women out there have actually been encouraging the men to come in.
Encourage the men, and if you can't encourage him, then grab him by the collar and bring him on in there.
It makes a difference.
It makes a difference because we're trying to save lives. Dr. Charles Modlin, and people can pre-register as well.
Oh, yes, people.
We've talked about that.
Yeah, people can pre-register or just show up on the day of the event. It actually starts about 5 p.m. in the evening. We're going to go until about 8:30 or 9 p.m.
That's going to be Thursday, April the 25th, beginning at 5:30, and you'll go on into the evening hours, right?
Correct, and I'd like to thank the Huron Foundation. They're one of our major sponsors this year for helping put on the health fair.
Yeah. So once again, put it on your calendars. Thursday, April the 25th, starts at 5:30, goes on into the evening hours, and you get expecting several thousand people in there.
Several thousand men. We've actually added some additional screenings and opportunities for the men to consult with primary care physicians as well.
Free screenings. It doesn't get any better than that. Dr. Charles Modlin and his colleagues will be examining the men who show up and keeping them healthy.
Oh, thank you.
That's the goal. Thank you, Charles.
Well, thanks for having me.
Good to see you, my friend.
You
It is
too.
always, the doctor is in the house, and it didn't cost you a dime. He's made a house call. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Charles Modlin. Appreciate it, of Cleveland Clinic. I'm going to take a break in just a moment. When we return, we're going to talk about Delta Sigma Theta sorority celebrating 100 years of sisterhood. I'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope today. Delta Sigma Theta sorority is celebrating its 100th anniversary. The local celebration co-chairs are Dr. Dolores Groves and Marcia Brooks is here, both of them with Delta Sigma Theta, to tell us about the sorority and what's being done to commemorate this major milestone in the history of the sorority, Delta Sigma Theta. Good to have you with us. Dolores Groves sitting on the right and Marcia Brooks sitting on the left. Good to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me about this sorority, Delta Sigma Theta.
Well, the sorority was founded in 1913 on Howard University's campus. 22 wonderful, beautiful ladies decided they wanted to have their own group.
And you are a national sorority now.
National and international.
International sorority with chapters all over the country.
Exactly.
College campuses and at the alumni chapters as well.
Exactly. And one of the things that we want to convey to people, we don't just stop at the college level. We carry over into our postgraduate work.
Marcia, tell me about the Greater Cleveland Alumni Chapter and what you're going to do for this celebration, this 100 years of Delta Sigma Theta.
Okay, Greater Cleveland Alumni Chapter, we were formed in 1923. We were Omega Chapter, and the chapter was retired because no longer do graduate chapters have Greek names.
Right.
And so we became Greater Cleveland in 1976. Greater Cleveland Alumni Chapter, we have a membership of over 500 members financially and a vast number of members, 1,500 members across the city. We're a public service organization. We do a number of public service programs. We have our Delta Academy, which services young girls between the ages of 8 to 14.
And encourage them to go to college.
Encourage them to go to
as the Delta Sigma Theta
exactly,
members
exactly.
have all gone to college.
Yeah, and we have another group of young ladies, Delta Gems, which are from 14 till they graduate. And then we work with young men, too, embodied. We have little boys that we work with. This is our second second year with them.
You've got a lot going on.
Absolutely.
I want to bring in what you've got going on coming up on April the 13th. Tell me about this big event as you celebrate 100 years.
Okay, well, we started with participation in the Rose Bowl parade, first time of any Greek organization, African-American Greek organization. And the torch is being moved through 22 locations, recognizing our past founders and presidents. And Cleveland happens to have had a founder, Madre Penn White, and the 21st national president, the Honorable Marcia L. Fudge.
The Congresswoman.
Yes, and she was our 21st national president.
Let's get to the big event you've got on Saturday, April the 13th. Tell me about that.
Okay.
7 o'clock, it's going to be at a fundraiser at the Galleria and some other things you've got going on.
Well, no, let's start with the early morning.
Right.
We're starting at the Rock and Roll Hall. We're having a big parade, and the Shaw High Band drumline is leading it. And we will have founders, we will have all kinds of dignitaries in that parade, which will proceed to the Galleria. Once they arrive at the Galleria, we're going to have a program where we formally light the torch. And after that program, we'll have a continental breakfast, and then we're going to have programs showcasing all of the programs that we support, our youth programs. And then in the evening, we're having a gala affair from 7 to 11 o'clock.
And where's that big gala going to be?
Everything is going to be held at the Galleria at Erie View Plaza.
Which is right at the corner of East 9th Street and St. Clair Avenue.
That is correct.
And it's going to be a big event. And I should say that I'm honorary. I'm one of many honorary chairs. I'm going to be helping the Sisters of Delta Sigma Theta with this.
Yes, along with your wife, who is a sister.
My wife is Margarita's a sister in Delta Sigma Theta, a long-time member since she was 19 years old, which was a couple of years ago. But at any rate, is this open to the public now, this big event that you're
Yes,
having?
it is. It's open to the public, and we encourage everyone to come for the march and the showcase of our young people. That's free. And we want as many people in the community to come to see the different things that we do with our young people in the community.
Do they need tickets to get in for some of these events?
Not only tickets they need to get in is to the gala.
The bigger gala, that event.
Now it starts at 7, from 7 to 11. Tickets are $100.
I've got a phone number on the screen. You can call 440-498-8133. You can get more information, or you can go to dstcleveland.org, and that DST stands for Delta Sigma Theta. Tell me about this picture right here I'm holding of 22 young women.
Those are our 22 founders, 1913, January 13th, 1913, at Howard University in Washington, D.C.
And you give them honor, and you give them such wonderful applause because of what they began 100 years ago. Going to be a big event. Once again, going to be a big event. So what should people keep in mind in our final 30 seconds? What do you want people to keep in mind about Delta Sigma Theta?
That we're a public service sorority, that we give scholarships, that we're here to serve.
A lot of people think the colors of Delta Sigma Theta are red and white, but they are not red and white. They are
Crimson and cream.
Crimson and cream, and the Deltas will let you know that. But you're always good to see you dressed in your crimson. Okay. Thank you, ladies. Once again, it's going to be Saturday, April the 13th, and it all begins at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and ends at the Galleria. It's going to be a big, big day, and I've got a phone number on the screen. More information, please give us a call, 498-8133 in the 440 area code. You can get more information on everything we're talking about.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Tell the Sisters of Delta Sigma Theta I will see them at the big gala.
All right,
we will cut a rug, as they say. Okay, we'll have a lot of fun dancing. Well, coming up next, a job fair for area residents. I'm Leon Bibb. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. Cuyahoga County Employment Connection and Polaris Center have come together to host a career fair for area residents. Doug Miller is Director of Community Outreach for Polaris, and we'll talk more about the career fair and companies which are hiring. And we're all looking for jobs. Many of us are looking for jobs, and so you're really going to do a great service there, aren't you?
We are. Thank you.
Yeah. Tell me about the Polaris Career Center, generally what its mission is.
Sure. We are a public career technical school. We serve high school students from 6 school districts and 7 high schools in the southwest Cuyahoga County area. We have about 1,000 students in on-campus career technical programs. We serve an additional about 600 in off-campus programs in our feeder high schools. We also have a very large adult education population. We actually serve over 10,000 adults each year, so it's very substantial.
And you've got a lot to do out there.
Yes, we do.
Trying to get people hooked up with jobs, get them trained, get them hooked up with jobs.
And that's our mission, is really about training people for jobs and careers.
You've got a job fair coming up on March the 27th, a career fair it's called.
That's correct. That's correct. As of right now, we have 106 employers. That's great news.
106 employers
Yes.
from Northeast Ohio.
From Northeast Ohio.
Looking for workers.
Absolutely looking for workers.
What can people do to get into this pipeline so they can get to this career fair? What do they do?
Well, what we recommend folks doing is prepare, and if you think that you've prepared too much, prepare some more. Investigate who's going to be there. You can go to our website, polaris.edu. We do post that information on a daily basis. We update it on a daily basis as well. See who's going to be there. Investigate them, find out more about who they are. And many companies now are requiring that job seekers apply online. So we encourage attendees to actually apply prior to the event. So you can kind of hit the ground running when you get there.
You're working with Cuyahoga County on this deal?
We are, yes.
Now, what's the county's involvement in
County's involvement, they're providing support. They've helped promote it to the business community. They're also helping to promote it to the public. They are an absolutely fantastic partner in all of this.
Doug Miller, what kind of jobs are we talking about? What kind of careers are we looking at?
Yeah, and that's the key. These are careers. We're
not just jobs.
That's
We're looking at careers.
Careers with advancement opportunities, benefits. I mean, these are awesome opportunities. We've been fortunate. This is our 6th annual event, and every year we do attract a really broad base of companies. So if you're looking for opportunities in manufacturing, we've got it. Healthcare is huge. We've got tons of healthcare opportunities. We have several nonprofits that are going to be there, so there are careers in the nonprofit world. The service sector, banking, finance, I mean, really, if you want it, we've got it.
This event is going to be held on March the 27th. What day of the week is that?
That is a Wednesday.
Wednesday, March the 27th at Polaris Career Center, and that's located at 7285 Old Oak Boulevard in Middleburg Heights, right behind Southwest General Hospital.
Who will also be there.
They'll be there, of course.
They are, absolutely.
You're right on the same plot of land.
That's right.
Let's work together.
That's
on this.
right.
So there are careers available at Southwest General Hospital.
Lots of careers. And just to give the viewers a little bit more information, that event will be from 10 until 2.
10 a.m. until 2 p.m.?
That's correct.
So in the heart of the day, the middle of the day.
That's right. That's right.
It's like going to work. You got to get there early.
Absolutely.
You got to get in line and sit down and talk to somebody.
And we'll take care of everybody, and even folks that are already working, come at lunchtime. We see every year, we see a little bit of a creep on the numbers there at lunchtime. We see the lunch crowd. There are opportunities.
What's your best piece of advice? You gave us a piece of advice about being prepared. Now, what does that mean? Now, what should they bring with them?
Well, an updated and accurate resume is absolutely key. You've got to put some work behind that. There are a lot of great resources out there. We offer monthly free resume workshops. There are other organizations that will also do that too. Have a family member look at it. Make sure that it's correct, it's been proofed, but also make sure that that resume is tied to the job that you are applying for. It's very, very important. Also, dress in an appropriate fashion. Dress for the interview. We call it dressing for success. That's a big key.
You want to come in looking sharp.
That's right.
You want to look sharp.
You get one chance to make that first impression.
When you walk through that door, you want to say, somebody say, hey, I like this guy. Hey, I like this woman right here, or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Can they register early, or how do you go about that?
Actually, there's no early registration. Just employers register. So doors are open at 10 in the morning, and come on in. So there's no pre-registration.
Bring your briefcase, bring your resumes and all of that.
That's correct.
All printed out nicely. We're talking about training and those kinds of things. We've got a minute remaining. Training at Polaris. You train people for careers.
We do. We do. If you're looking for opportunities in manufacturing, we have several programs that service that industry, both in the high school world and the adult education world. We have welding programs that are state-of-the-art. We have a precision machining program that's unbelievable. If you're looking for careers in healthcare, we run the gamut in terms of opportunities there. If you're looking at criminal justice as a field, we can prepare you for that industry. It's really across the board.
This can be the difference between finding a job and not having a job, finding
Absolutely.
a career and not having a career. And I will let you know, as I told you before we started, I got my first job in the field of journalism right out of college by going to a career fair. I really got hired. I was sitting in graduation, and I had 3 job offers right there, even before I graduated
You're a
from college.
success story.
And
That's fantastic.
And I'm still in the field.
Excellent.
Once again, it's going to be Wednesday, March the 27th. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, goes until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Write this down at the Polaris Career Center, 7285 Old Oak Boulevard in Middleburg Heights, right behind Southwest General Hospital.
That's right.
Your life can change right there.
Absolutely.
Doug Miller will tell you that. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Doug is Director of Community Outreach for Polaris Career Center. We appreciate what it does, and we appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
Much success to those of you who are looking for careers, not just jobs, careers. Taking a break, back in a moment. Now with commentary, here's Marsha Maccabee, President and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, always here with something wonderful to say.
Thank you, Lee. That puts the pressure on. Good morning.
Oh, you can handle it.
Good. Well, thank you very much for that vote of confidence. Want to share some interesting things that have been happening around the city recently that we've had a chance to be involved in. I'm very pleased to be a part of the City of Cleveland and Cuyahoga County Workforce Investment Board. I serve on that board. But recently they had a convening out at Corporate College around presenting a plan called the Strategic Workforce Alignment Group. And what this group has been taking a look at is the skills gap issue that we have in our area around the skills that people have and the jobs that are available that require the skills. So this group has taken a hard look at that and made some great recommendations around how we as a community and as a region can really mount that effort and make sure that we're getting people ready to go to work.
So if we know that employers are looking for certain skills, the people who are looking for work have to bring themselves up to those skills.
Absolutely, absolutely. And colleges and universities, organizations like the Urban League work in tandem to make sure that this demand-driven or employer-driven workforce, that we're meeting those needs.
Are we able to turn the corner now? What are we going to do? We've got about 45 seconds remaining. How do we turn the corner to get the skills up?
I believe that we are. I believe that we are. I think that it starts in the pipeline of K-12 education, making sure that those young people are exposed, and at the community college and college level, making sure that skills happen there, and then making sure that employers are working with those systems to inform what's needed.
So when you're in elementary school, when the kids are in elementary school, all of this stuff is important that they're learning. I shouldn't call it stuff, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Algebra, English, it's all good.
Absolutely, it's all good and important.
Okay. Thank you, Marsha. That's going to do it for us. We got to say so long.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.